There was a half-naked man fishing off my private dock one morning, grilling sausages, like he'd reserved a suite at some lakeside resort, and I swear to you for a second I thought I was having a fever dream. I ask him calm at first what on earth he's doing there, and he grins at me cool as a cucumber and says, "Karen gave it to me as a gift." You know what I mean? You ever stand there so stunned you don't even get mad, just sort of reboot? His folding chair was actually nailed into the dock. His cooler was labeled Dock Commander, and the bratwurst he was grilling wasn't just a snack, it was a full-blown occupation. Now, most people would have lost their minds right there, but something in me just wanted to push the whole dock into the lake, man and all. But no, I should have known this wasn't random. This was Karen Hoy. When she's involved, weird stuff doesn't just happen. It escalates. This was war, and I hadn't even had coffee yet. Here's how it started. I'd taken a weekend off in the hills, just a tech-free couple of days for my own sanity. I come back early Monday, still peeling from the sun, and what do I find? Bert. That's his name. Karen's uncle, apparently. Looks at me like I'm the one trespassing. I ask if he's lost or maybe waiting for someone, but he just points his thumb at Karen's property and announces Karen says the dock is community property now, so I'm welcome anytime. And you know, the sheer confidence of it almost made me laugh, like he was reciting law passed down from Moses himself. He'd hung wind chimes at the end, set up a battery fan, and rolled out a hideous doormat, "Home is where the anchor drops." You can't make this stuff up. I storm over to Karen's place. She's having some brunch with the other HOA board members, all done up with her giant sun hat, acting like she's just brokered world peace. I ask her what her uncle is doing on my dock. She actually laughs, sips her mimosa, and says, "Oh, Tyler, didn't you read the new HOA clause? We restructured lakefront access. Technically, it's communal now." She waves a single laminated sheet at me with this fake emblem and her big loopy signature, something like Lakeside Shared Resource Authorization. Looked like she whipped it up in Canva after a glass of Chardonnay. I tell her the dock was built with private permits, every blueprint, payment, and zoning approval locked up tight in my files. Her response, "That's your opinion. Bert's a guest. Try being more neighborly." And then she grins and I realize she's not interested in facts. She's interested in control. Arguing with Karen is like wrestling a greased pig. You just end up tired and filthy. So I head home and start digging out every document I own. Permits, receipts, county letters, the whole 9 yards. That night from my upstairs window, I watch Bert, lantern aglow, singing off-key on my dock. I'm not even mad anymore. I'm itching for payback. See, I'm not just some lakeside chump. I do custom marine transport for a living, moving floating cabins, party boats, pontoons, you name it. I designed my dock to move modular brackets, detachable anchors. Karen had no clue. By morning, I've got a plan. I call in some old buddies from the marine crew guys who owe me more than a few favors. When I explain the situation, one of them just laughs, "Oh, that Karen." From Reddit. Say no more. Later that day, I show up at the HOA meeting. Karen's not there, but her VP. Harold is all charisma of a damp sponge. I drop a file on his lap, unauthorized dock use, GPS photos, notarized contractor statements. Harold's sweating like a busted fire hydrant. After the meeting, a few board members corner me. Turns out Karen never filed a zoning change, and she's got a secret WhatsApp group for all her power moves. I thank them, but I've already got my ducks in a row. My crew's waiting at a hidden inlet ready to go. Bert's still blissfully oblivious now with a camp chair and fishing net, turning my dock into a senior citizen cruise. The weather is perfect, the cables are set, and I feel this wicked buzz of satisfaction. We wait for the right moment. By mid-morning, my guys ease the barge up pretending to fish and start loosening the anchors, slow, smooth, barely a ripple. The dock starts drifting. Bert doesn't notice at first, too busy arguing on speakerphone. By the time he realizes the shoreline's moving, he's yelling, stumbling for his cooler, the whole scene playing out like slapstick. Karen explodes onto her lawn hair wild, waving her phone, screaming bloody murder. The sheriff's boat shows up. She's called them, raving about kidnapping and dock theft. Joke's on her, though. I'd already emailed every document to the sheriff that morning. The deputies show up, see Bert sunburned and yelling, but not exactly hostage material. One of them, Deputy Lawson, reviews my binder, chuckles at Karen's gold-markered permit, and basically tells her to stop wasting everyone's time. Bert gets a ride back in the sheriff's boat, dripping and humiliated. That night, HOA members start emailing apologies to say they're sorry for not standing up to Karen. Another wants me to run for board president. But this win isn't political, it's personal. Karen's been put in her place, but I know she's not finished. When someone's whole identity is tied up in control, they never quit quietly. Sure enough, next day, Karen is out snapping photos, clipboard and walkie-talkie, muttering to herself as if she can will the dock back onto her side of the property line. Then the lake safety board drops by two old guys in polos doing a routine check. I hand them all my permits and they nod perfectly legal. I ask if Karen sent them, and they just smirk. By afternoon, Bert shuffles back, looking like he's seen a ghost, asks sheepishly if he can grab his cooler. He even apologizes, sort of. Says Karen told him it was communal and he didn't know any better. I tell him ignorance isn't a free pass, hand him the cooler, and he trudges off. But of course Karen's not done. That evening I'm grilling on my patio when she comes out with a bullhorn and starts shouting across the water, demanding the dock be removed by sunrise or else. I nearly choke laughing. She can't enforce squat. Next morning there's a big envelope taped to my door, a cease and desist letter full of fake legal threats. I send it straight to my lawyer, who tells me to keep everything for when, not if this goes to court. That night, two board members, Sharon and Dennis, come by exhausted and fed up. Sharon admits Karen faked a vote, forged signatures, even doctored meeting minutes. They ask for my evidence. I hand it all over: fake permits, cease and desist letter, video of the sheriff incident. Their faces light up. They're ready to take her down. At the next HOA meeting, Karen stands up, all fake bravado, but the room's not buying it. The incident has gone viral. Someone uploaded a video titled "Floating Freeloader, HOA Edition," and the comments are savage. Sharon stands, then Dennis, and finally Harold. The quiet guy says, "We've had enough, Karen." You could feel the air shift. Bert, of all people, raises his hand and confesses he was duped. Karen told him it was all approved. With that, they hold a vote 9-1. Karen is out as president. First time I've ever seen her speechless, she storms out threatening lawyers. Within a week, I get notice, Bert, really. Karen is suing me in small claims for emotional distress and loss of recreational enjoyment. My lawyer, Elise, laughs so hard she nearly spits out her coffee. The day of court is like a community theater show, Karen coaching Bert from the sidelines. Bert looking mortified. Elise calmly lays out every fact, video evidence, GPS, sheriff testimony. The judge is barely keeping a straight face. Ruling case dismissed. Karen storms out. News spreads. Neighbors show up to congratulate me. Sharon and Dennis bring a cake, and even Bert comes by to apologize, for real this time. And you know the dock. It becomes a local legend. People call it the Freedom Dock. I deck it out: solar lights, weatherproof benches, even a mailbox that reads "No Karen Mail." I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just leaning into the absurdity. Karen moves out, house sold at a loss, rumors swirl. She's already started beef at a new HOA. Some people never change. The new board is all about real community, public meetings, real transparency, new bylaws, so no one ever has unchecked power again. Me, I decline every invite to join the board. I'm happy dockside. I use Karen's settlement money to upgrade solar canopy, floating fire pit, the works. First gathering is quiet, just laughter music, feet dangling in the water. It hits me how something as small as a dock set off all this, and yet here we are finally at peace. One day I get a package, a framed photo of Bert, arms crossed mid-lake on my drifting dock, labeled "Drift Happens." I hang it in my garage next to the original blueprint, a reminder that you don't have to yell to be heard. Just stand your ground and let the nonsense float away. Karen. She becomes a warning, a verb. If someone gets too pushy at a meeting, someone whispers, "Don't go full Karen." It's funny, but it's true. In the end, the dock wasn't just wooden bolts. It became a lesson nailed into the water about boundaries, about standing up without stooping down, about letting people know you can't just take what's not yours. Now, whenever I sit out there, cup of coffee in hand or just nothing at all, I feel that stubborn peace, earned, protected, and respected. You know what? That's my kind of justice. But let me throw this out there. Was I right to fight back, or should I have just let it slide? Where's the line between standing your ground and starting a feud? I'd love to know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's hear what justice means to you.